Well, I'm in the presence of three of the most powerful women I've ever met, and we are here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is inspiration and how to create inspiration deliberately and intentionally rather than just wait for lightning to strike and the mood to set so I'll get off the couch and do what I need to do. How I'd like to start is you guys are getting to know each other, so I'd like just to have you introduce each other, something that you admire about the other person. As we're listening, Leanne will chime in and ask some really pointed Leanne-like questions.
This is Shane Evans. She's the co-founder and president of a company called Massage Heights and based out of San Antonio, Texas. Shane had this idea that she wanted to create an amazing massage experience that was accessible to people, that was consistently high quality, and just make that more accessible to people across the country and across North America. It was a business that you started how many years ago?
It was 2004.
Okay.
Yep.
And over the last 14 years, she has franchised Massage Heights across parts of the US into Canada, and really taken her vision for this experience that she wants people to have and given them the opportunity to have it all across North America, which is really cool.
This is my new friend, Rachel Mielke. Rachel is the founder of a jewelry company based here in Canada. The jewelry company makes actually looking beautiful and feeling pretty very accessible to women. The jewelry is beautiful, it's blingy, but it's affordable as well. So kind of like my concept, it makes feeling better more accessible to many more people than might have had it otherwise. Something that I really admire about Rachel is that she took a risk herself to include investors in her company to be able to grow at a more rapid speed, and I think that's a hard thing to do, to give up any equity or any control, whatever it is that you give up at some point when you have investors, can be very, very scary, and but it's smart, and I really admire that about you, amongst a number of other things.
Thank you.
Something you admire about Shane?
In the short period of time that Shane and I have gotten to know each other, instantly I was struck by how open and vulnerable she was when we first met. I was very inspired by the vision that you've had for your business and how you've taken it outside of your state, outside of your country, and really taken this vision for the service that you want people to have and made that accessible for people all over North America. I'm very struck by Shane's charisma, by her passion, by her openness, and by her vulnerability.
So most creative things start with some sort of spark of inspiration. What was yours?
When I started Hilberg & Burke, I knew I was passionate about entrepreneurship and about running a business, but I knew that it had to be something bigger than just creating profits that would make me really dig in and want to, I guess, get through the difficult part of running a business day to day and show up every day and put 100% of my energy into that company and growing it. So for me, it was about how do we take this concept of beautiful jewelry and give it to women and make it accessible, but also make them feel amazing, and take the success of the brand and do something more interesting with it. And so I wanted to create a company that really could take empowering women, inspiring women, and take the profits of our company and do tangible things in the community with it.
So the inspiration for my company was similar. I really wanted to make getting massage therapy more accessible to the general public, men and women alike. I think the perception many years ago was that it was a luxury. Generally speaking, it was expensive. It was not very accessible. You never knew what you were going to get. There were inconsistent experiences. Many people didn't have the knowledge of really the therapeutic benefit. They thought it was just kind of something that you did for a day at the spa with the girls. The motivation behind this was really for myself. I knew the therapeutic benefit of it. I wanted to get massage more frequently, and I wanted to get it more conveniently. So the model really was based on exactly that. It's a membership-based model, makes getting massage affordable because of that model. all we do really is that, and that means we're able to offer it conveniently when people need it. They wake up and they have pain or stress or what have you. We found out really quickly in the beginning that it really was about people that had, ailments. They were on lots of medications, and that became even more inspiration to offer it more widely and expand through franchising. To be able to help people just feel better every single day has really been our mission.
When was the first time you glimpsed that this thing that you had created was going to be way bigger than you'd ever visualized?
For me, it was very, very quickly. We opened up our first location in San Antonio, and people were coming in from all over the city and even out of town for this kind of value-oriented experience that we were providing, affordable, convenient, nice environment. And they were saying, when are you going to open another one? Are you going to open one on this side of town? Can I invest? Do you need investors? And so we knew that we had something really, really special that people wanted and that we needed to expand fairly quickly.
And I would say similarly, really early on, I had an opportunity to set up my jewelry at an event, and it was that weekend that I realized that there was demand for the designs, that the price point seemed to be correct, and that I could probably scale it. And that was the switch that I had, that I was going to take this from sort of a kitchen table operation to something much larger than that. And that's really where Hillberg & All was birthed from.
What's interesting to me in both of those stories as well, they're very diverse industries. The story can be told by many, many individuals of having some sort of inspiration, but not doing anything with it. There's ideas that come up every day. So what was the bridge for you both between the inspiration and the action? Because in there lies great bravery, great curiosity. What was that impetus for the real big step that you took?
Well, for me, I sort of had my career mapped out. I knew that I wanted to start a business and scale a business globally. I'd had that vision since I was a little girl, and so it was just finding the right thing to do that with. And when I started making jewelry, I discovered a deep passion and a love for gemstones, and so much about the creative aspect of it, and the world travel and so many parts of the industry were so appealing to me. So then when that all layered on with the sellability of the product and the demand, it just was everything coming together, and a realization that this is it. I don't think it's going to get any better than this. This is my opportunity. I have to just take it and run with it.
She says everything came together. I always describe it as it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's honestly the craziest sort of realization I've ever had in my life. A lot of people will say, oh, when I met my husband, I knew he was the one, or that kind of thing. I never had that with anything until this business, and knew as I was talking to my husband about this idea that we absolutely had to do it. And in a 14-hour car ride from one state to the next, we created our business plan, and 4 months later, we opened up the first location. And we had some hiccups, but along the way, everything did just fall into place. They just worked itself out, and it has been like that almost the entire time within our organization. So it just always felt right, And I mean, research, people wanted it, and there's a huge, huge demand, and billions of dollars being spent in the industry, and so much more there that, where there people haven't experienced it yet. So from a monetary perspective, huge opportunity, but more than anything, it was that no one was really doing it this way, and definitely not in a way that was scalable.